Good afternoon and good morning to you all, wherever you are joining me this afternoon. Welcome to the 18th edition of Investdata Trading Academy with Ambrose. Yeah, as usual, before I start, I will emphasize on what on your stop loss and what and your investment objective. This is key. You must have entry and exit strategy, no matter the kind of assets you are playing with or the kind of market you are also in. But the good thing is that when you have this stop loss and you have your technical tools around you, it will help you to manage this because the environment we are now, or the trading environment where we are now, I'll tell you a lot of what volatility, and we know the factor that are behind these volatilities, and they are there, and they're not going out just tomorrow or next tomorrow. That means you need to know how to work to play with these technical tools, and at the same time allow your stop loss and other investment objectives you have to guide you. Don't be greedy at this type of time market. Also protect your capital. It's time to also play defensive, and which sectors, which kind of companies will I play, play defensive. And this is what I'm going to teach in the next master class. Those stocks, the industry where you can play safe. As you are playing safe at the same time, you are making money as you go into, because investment is against what expectation. If that is like what you know, and I know, I believe it will help you, because once you know the exact place to be, like in this kind of environment, you are already making money. But when you don't know, that's why I say confusion will come when there is fear. When that master class will guide you to do, and people have guided till now that tell you, it's all over there. It's not hidden. They will tell you the testimony of what they've enjoyed attending our master class. Yes, today I will tell you that what have brought the market to where it is still intact, and because the market continues to move up and down, fear here and there. But I'll tell you, there are some things that will guide you no matter the kind of market you are playing. Because once you have your these technical tools to go a long way to help you. As we speak now, let me just give you an update of what is happening globally before we go to the market, the state of the market. As we speak now, the the Russia the Russia-Ukraine war is still ongoing. It's raging. But I will tell you, because of these activities, this event that is going on, oil price has hit almost 14 years high. And that also impacted some stocks, both internationally, and our market here. And good thing again that yesterday you can see that most matured markets, despite the ongoing war in Russia, most of them had a breakout, just because of one, the statement from their own Fed that they will ease this what they call interest hike, and at the same time oil prices moving up. Most also the stocks in that sector also rally. This supported their market. Even this morning their market is also looking up, but yesterday our market had a pullback here in domestic market in Nigeria, and this morning you can see that our market is also trying to rebound. But the good thing is that as a trader or investor, you must understand the mood of the market. Where is the market going? And don't forget that in our own market here, we have things that are going for us. When in the peak of our earning season, and our economic data here are not looking bad, they are still looking up. And at the same time, there's still liquidity in the system to support the market. All we do is that is the fear of unknown, that what is happening, in East Europe, that are likely to spread over. But I believe that the way the mature leaders are also trying to make move to do consultation and see how they can address the issue. If it is done, that would be good for us. And also don't forget that whenever you see a market pulling back or a market going through such condition, it's an opportunity for design investor. Don't forget what happened in 2008 to 2009, what had a financial meltdown. Many people got their finger burned, so lost money. But the smart ones, they understand the volatility nature of this market and the kind of tools that I'm explaining to you, this technical tools, they know the right time to jump in. When they find that most of these stocks are at the support level, they quickly jump in, and when it went up, they all made money. Also, don't forget, especially in our market here in Nigeria, when the news of COVID-19 entered Nigeria in February 2019, 2020, market touched as low as what 15 years low before it went down, and what supported the market upward. This same oil price that also keep recovering supported the market. But as we speak now, there's little divergence between our own market and the oil. But today we saw that market is also looking up, and what is happening is also investors are seeing that this is another way of having opportunity to buy low and sell high, which will always reach anywhere I am, because the market is a movement of up and down, and that is where it's called trend. It goes up and down and technical analysis. If that is what is that volatility that we trade, is that movement up and down that even creates the word for design investor and those that are technical traders. These are things we need to also share. But don't forget, as we speak now, Russia ruble is worth more than less than a cent now to speak now. And don't forget that the bombing of Ukraine cities and also the increasing sanction also is bringing a lot of fear, to people. And also that also tell you that now that Russia market has closed for almost like 30 days, and also the government in Russia is also bringing about almost 10 billion, $10 billion to buy back the the assets that are declining. How many would they buy? They tell you that they feel that when the economy is not doing well, it's going to affect the political power, because I tell you, you can't separate the economy from what from politics. If your economy is doing well, no matter how much you have saved, it's going to also eat into that you have saved. That means, for me, there are some reasons that this war may soon be called off, because it is not no smiling on China, sorry, on Russia economy, or even the Ukraine economy. Because if no, you are spending almost a $10 billion to buy assets, and see the assets is still going down because of war, no confidence and all those stuff. War don't bring anything good, especially when it comes to economy. For me, I see that this will tell us that pointed that this may not last for too long, but opportunity that this event is creating, that stocks are coming down for most mature markets, it's an opportunity for them to enter. While for our market here, we are seeing that things are a bit stable, despite the panic, selling we saw yesterday. I see that between now and the 31st, March, that will be the close for the earnings season. You might see this up and down movement in the market, but the good thing is that be guided by your goal, and use your stop loss. I always say, to manage your risk, to manage your capital. Once this is done, it's a good thing for me, because I believe that no right thinking man will allow his economy to go down. No, there's a way out that things will work out before we know it. This event that is going on will also stop. In the midst of the panicking and what the uncertainties, market players are advised or encouraged to trade or, or invest strategically by combining their fundamental analysis or fundamental news and more technical tools to identify this opportunity. Because when market is volatile the way it is now, you don't trade every day. You look for opportunity where you can just key in. Once you key in, that we call strategic investing or strategic trading. That means you go enter opportunity that you see. Especially now, we are seeing that there are some fundamental news that are affecting positively on some sectors, and which sectors are those sectors, and why I like this sector going to maintain this uptrend. No, these are the things you'll be looking at, so that you will know how to invest strategically or trade strategically in some stuff. Because this up and down movement, I let's say, is what creates the wealth, in the stock market or capital market, because it is the movement of this asset, or what we call futures, let me call it, you see that create the money for you and I. And I believe that as mature market yesterday, rebounded, even this morning, we are seeing them also looking up in some of the markets that I viewed before I started this program. That most of them are in green. That's why the green were still marginal. But tell you that the pullback we experienced yesterday, even it happened again, I think it's more of a panic selling or fear, but because most companies' earnings are suspicious, you see the underlying assets between these companies that their prices are going up. See that they have good numbers, they have good assets, and also they are even paying you good dividend. That means the fear should also come to a level, so that you should know that you are doing the right thing, and don't just because others are selling you want to sell. No. Yes, there's a time one can go to you can use cash as defense, but not always. Not that you want to sell, in good loss and go and enter cash, but as you are managing your portfolio with your stop loss, you can know exactly when to cut your loss and when to hold cash and when to come back to the market. Once you're able to do this, I'm telling you, you are on the right path of what of generating more wealth or creating more wealth for yourself. Just I said yesterday concerning trade or traders should also take advantage of people. I said yesterday that yesterday at the pullback that we saw should create opportunity for people to take advantage and also buy low and sell high. And that's also what I'll still repeat today. Don't panic, but see opportunity that market that just take opportunity and buy low and sell high. That's the main process I see, because there are some set of companies or set of stocks in a strong group or a strong sector that will always fetch you money, that will always create wealth for you. I need to identify such strong group or strong sector of the economy of the market where you play, to invest in them is very, very key. Not every sector will be affected what is happening in Ukraine now. Also, even domestically, not every sector will feel the impact of either high inflation or high interest rate. There are things sector that will always benefit from one another. That is how to invest. I mean, if you understand how to interpret economic policy or changes in economy, or the demand, the latest demand or innovation, or even any happening, that will tell you where you should take advantage, because those fundamental news that comes from here have a way also imparting stock. That's why you don't just say sit down because you know your fundamental alone. No, you must combine your fundamental, your technical analysis to know how to invest properly. Once that is done, you are good to go. We should also learn what is happening. Let's learn from what is happening to change our strategy at all time. Because I said it earlier, what has happened past will give us an insight. I mentioned it earlier now. What happened in 2008 to 2009? What happened? The COVID-19 breakout, lockdown here and there. So after to see where the market goes. Now that there's another fear of a nuclear war here and there. Be guided. Why I say be guided? Because it's another opportunity that there will be oscillation, but don't be carried away of fear, to take you away from position because you don't know what we are doing. If you have confidence and you understand the tools you are using, I'm telling you, you are good to go to the market at any given time because that is the way the market will always show. Because market has way of what of presenting itself an opportunity for everyone to understand it, how to play it very well. Yes, before we go into the charts, we know it's very important to me and to all of us in this class because that will tell you exactly what is happening. We have seen that the market this afternoon is looking up a bit. That is why I want to give you the state of the market now so that we can continue with our chart. As we speak now, the market is up marginally with 0.10 and the index is trading around 47,300 and 200 around the 396 or 94 tell you that the market is up now. Then we look at the top trade as we speak. The state of the market is very important. The top trade as we speak now, you can see that MTN is topping the top trade, followed by NTS Group, followed by Zenith Bank, Transcorp, and the Corvey. These are the top trade as we speak at this hour. You know that this is just the midday. As I told you earlier, this midday is where afternoon traders will start resuming to trade between now and then. If you are seeing that the stocks that are moving the market at the high cap, then you should know how to invest going into the future. Then if you look at the market breadth as we speak now is still negative. Just like what we saw early yesterday before the market closed, we saw a kind of improvement in the buying side and also in the selling side. But as I speak now, we're having a 15 decliner or losers and 6 gainers. And these 6 gainers, the top gainers for the 6 gainers are Lasaco, followed by Federal Capital and UCAP. We have Corvey and Fidelity. These are the top Cavaton and Fidelity. These are the top gainers as we speak now out of the 6 gainers. Like MTN is among the 6 gainers for as we speak, and that also has supported the market to be in green. Seeing MTN among the top gainers for the day, also this what is also pushing the market into the green. Then for the losers, I said earlier that we have 15 losers or decliner. For the top decliner there is one is NGS Group, followed by Glen Africa, Livestock, Adover, and Multiverse. For NGS, we're not surprised. I said it earlier now when the touch as high as 28. I said this company will not give you dividend or support the price, and market has come to understand when I was saying just less than 2 weeks now that any price you see there is a time for opportunity for you to take profit, which most of my clients did and those in our group did. Now it's pulling back, and also to worsen the matter that they came with a result, there's no dividend, and this kind of market now when investors are trying to play safe and look for where they can make money until the market becomes stable, fear reduce, then you can now be trading the volatility we are going to see in the stock. But speaking now, the stock is still going down, and not to stop this stock touching as low as even 18 or 19 the way it's going. Because if there's no dividend this period, and most position in that stock will love to sell the stock now and go to where they can take dividend and come back later. That might push this stock as low as what? Even 19 or 18. That means if you're in that stock, even at this price, you can still take profit because if they are selling down because of no dividend from the company as a result in the release, the result was not bad, but no dividend. Knowing that this period everybody wants to create wealth for itself, that's why they are selling it down and it's going to go down. For Africa, for Latin Africa, it's purely profit taking. Yes, there's a primary market activities. They are waiting for their shareholder to approve. But I tell you, the rally has also created wealth for investors or traders who are taking profit now. That's why you saw the pullback in Latin Africa. Then for livestock, investors are surprised that they are yet to release their number. For me, I'm not surprised because they released their unaudited as others have done before 31st. That means between now and 31st March, we expect to see their number because their unaudited came to the market before 31st January. Then that means before 31st of March, their results will be there. But don't forget that this company also for almost 5 years, they didn't pay dividend, just like what will happen to ETI before ETI finally this year now try to start paying dividend with their 0.16 no cent they just declared recently. But for this livestock, they've not paid dividend. Still, we're seeing improvement in the number. That was when it comes with numbers, the dividend might be what would trigger the revamp of this stock that is going down now. Then Adover, you know what happened? Adover put a negative number, and market is bound to treat it that way. And why market forces are also influencing the multiverse activities. But for the gainers for today, I'll tell you these are main sentiment for insurance stock. We're seeing insurance stock also topping the chart today on the gainer side, led by Lasako, followed by Petra Capital or Insurance, then UCAP. UCAP, don't be surprised. UCAP by next week will be marking down UCAP for the 1 dividend. And then the price is not getting that people are sitting position ahead of, because the yield for UCAP as a switch, even at the current price, is more than 12%. And that is why I'm waiting for to get 12% in some of the bond that will stay for 1 year, stay for 3 or 5 years. But if you are staying in stock for less than 1 month or 2 months, you're making 12% yield. For me, it's a good one. Can see that is what is supporting it. Look at despite touching as low as the 13 naira 10 kobo yesterday when the market closed. You can see Capital, people taking opportunity because of the low price, and also forming a strong support level around that 47 to 50, 147 to 150 kobo. It's a good one for Capital. Fidelity, yes, people have sold down because of profit taking to around 2 naira 90 kobo. Also trying to rebound this hour ahead of their dividend announcement, because they've not announced their dividend for 2021. Then that is for the market, the state of the market. For a quick one, we won't just close the market, our activity today without looking at the chart. We want to look at the chart to see exactly what is happening in the chart. And don't forget that when using your chart, there are basic things that you want to look at first. Look at what is the formation of the chart you are looking at. You can see that the candlestick display now. You can see you are giving a sign. You can see the green line. The green ones are the gaining a day for the chart. The white red one, the day of the bear. You can see all this now, and you can see this chart remain up. I say up. That remain up. That means that it's trending. It is not looking down. If you draw a trend line now, when your index action or price action is above your trend line, that tells that the market is trending. The market is on uptrend. The market is on orbit. For me, this is how to know. This I look at the chart, you really know. But what you want to know what the next day. As the market is trending up, when is it going to turn back? You want to bring that to indicators and other technical tools to know exactly where the market will turn. If it turns, where will be the right time for you to sell. If it's still strong, the right hold my position, and that. These are the things that will help you. That is why, as a trader or investor, you don't just go to invest and go to sleep. You need to chart to know the position of your stock. But while your watch list anytime, any day is what you do your fundamental analysis to choose. Then your technical analysis will tell you the right price or the right price to sell. And right price. That's why you must manage your risk or manage your portfolio using your technical analysis to know exactly when to exit and when to hold. And that's why I don't play with technical analysis when it comes to trading any of the instruments, either FS, futures, stocks, and cryptocurrency. Anyone you are trading, you need to know how to use your technical analysis. Here now, quick one. As usual, if you are in this class, you are following us since February 7 started this program. Every day what we look at. The T line, like people are calling me, how do they get the T line? The T line is simple. Either use your weighted average for 8 days or 15 days, the one that suits your own investment objective. You can also go to moving average exponential. Either you choose 20 again, choose, but I choose your 8 days for easy catch and for quick catch to give me direction, because you want to know when next to move, because I don't want to delay. Especially if you are trading with charts, you are trading, you are doing short-term trading, you need to know exactly when, so that you can always protect your capital. And people are also asking me, how do they fit your stop loss? Stop loss is easily, you use your technical analysis to manage your stop loss. You set a target. Can use mathematically by way of saying, oh, 10% I will exit, 7%, but those in buy and sell signal, our stop loss is within 7%. Once it's touched them with them, we are off the position, because we are traders in that platform. Then for you can say, okay, 10%, but also you can use your chart. But looking at the candlestick here to say, okay, from here to here, this where the candlestick, this is the lowest price here. You draw line and say, whenever I build this strong, now this strong support level, I'm exiting. Also, when you are setting your profit target, it's where you have set the target, and when it touches it, also technically you can equally also sell. But for your stop loss, you must set it before you start trading, even when you are giving other let your broker know that this is your stop loss, so that it can equally also help you to do that. But in Nigeria here, don't know whether the broker will help you to take your stop loss. That's why I encourage that you trade on your own from your laptop, from your the comfort of your home or your office, so you can always know exactly your stop loss and act immediately. It's because it's your own hard-earned capital. You don't go to leave it in the hand of another person. They can only seek advice, but for brokers, you can tell them to buy, but until you give them to sell, unless the person is managing your portfolio for you. But that's why to stop loss, you can just say here, this is the longest the longer candle we're seeing here. From here to you can say, okay, here, whatever this market breakdown the 47 thousand down, I'm exiting the market. See, it's a part of managing your strategy for managing your risk. Oh, whenever I hit, 48,000, I'm selling off my position to watch whether, okay, when it hit, I want to watch and see whether to break it out with a big volume. These are how to manage your risk. And also, if you are not familiar with all this, but you get the Investdata, what we call Investdata Tech Analysis Toolbox. All these things I discussed in that toolbox. It's a video that you can order, then my team can send it to you. You pay around that 20 to 30,000 naira for the pack. They send it to you. But probably also guide you to know exactly what to do with the indicators. Yes, people, I want to bring the T line here to see what the market is saying at this point. We are ready on the index action. First, I call my Bollinger Band. Say this Bollinger Band, it gives you a lot of information to see where the momentum is less, where it's about to break out. I'm telling you, if not the slowdown yesterday, what we saw the previous day was about breaking up to give us sign, but we still expect that if what is happening globally starts going down, also still more earnings coming as we look forward to see this week and the week to come. That also give us the guide whether the market will break out from this position. Then put our MACD. Finally, here you can see that we have a weighted moving average. You can choose your moving average weighted, or now I use a moving average exponential, but I have to change it to 8 here. You can leave it at 9 if you want, like you can make it 12, depends on what you do. But for me, the T line I use here is what is 8 days here, so that I can capture fast movement in the market. Like I said here, that the red line here is, remember I said yesterday, the red line here for those that join us newly today, the red line here is the 20 days moving average that comes with the vertical band. But here you can see the one that is almost the index action is on top. That is the T line. I try to leave it blue so that when I turn it to red, it will also, let's I want to put it on another color, so that it will give you clear demarcation within the line. But the top line here is the top polygon line, while this one is the top the lower polygon band line. But you can see now, I think that the market yesterday show kind of a pullback, so losing about 0.26. It's yet to cross even the T line and the 20 moving average. Fine. But also, if you come down here, I said something that is very important. If you look at your money flow index, yesterday it was looking down this hour, but this morning I can see that it has turned up, looking up again, around 40, around 60, 63 to 60 now. Yesterday was almost crossing to around 40 something down. You can see that we are seeing kind of a little bit out. And don't forget that MTN is gaining, and that's why we're seeing on this board. If you also come back and look at this thing is very important. We call it histogram. This histogram of this moving of MACD. You can see the histogram here is also showing that there's also kind of a reducing move to cross over to the bullish side, because anything that is below the line here, the signal line here, which is this one, where you can see this dotted line that I'm not putting here, anything below it says that the market is what the market is bearish. But you can see that it is already coming down. You can see that the distance between the two now, yes, it is almost going up before it open up, but this morning you can see it's closing out gradually. You need to watch all this. You see why I'm showing you this, because it's very, very important. Look at your money flow, and this on a daily chart. On a day chart, let's quickly look at the 1 hour chart. That also give us an insight what is happening. It's very good to do all this. On 1 hour chart now, you can see on 1 hour chart, you can see that your money flow is still looking up, not the same as yesterday. At this hour, when we discussed yesterday, the money flow is looking down. There's nothing is wrong. And this morning now, you can see that the blue one on 1 hour chart is also like almost coming up to again. Now, once it crossed the red one from down, that is a good sign. for us that yes, this market is about to rebound. But like what is happening globally, influencing the market up and down, I will advise that you have to also be very careful. Don't just because others are selling, you want to buy, because there's cost of selling and cost of buying. But when you see the market moving with your technical tools, that it's time for you to exit. Nothing stop you. I won't stop you myself. I will encourage that you go. Let your tip, your stop loss and other technical tools guide you to manage your risk. And you know exactly what you want to. Not just because others are selling, no, no. Because even when you exit, you are coming back, you want to go. But if you see that the things like what I use the T line now, so that the market is still up, they also use the T line for individual stocks to see exactly if they are below the T line. Once they are below, they are cutting the T line down. Check the candlestick formation at that particular time. Is it a bearish candlestick formation or a bullish candle? Then if it's there, give you an insight whether I should exit before you go further low. And also if the information that attracted you also the sentiment for that stock is also dying off, it's also disappearing. You can equally also take decision to exit immediately. That is how to trade. You don't attach any emotion to any stock like position. That's why I say, I'll say it again that stocks are not like wife or mother and children. Stock is there for you to make money. Don't be anything emotional to it. Just when you take decision and exit immediately without looking back. Yes, quick one before we finally look at the chart. Let's quickly look at the MTN. You say that I would say that you can see look at the high cap stocks. They are the ones you can see despite the fear in the market. Yesterday you can see Stepler crossing 1,000. Even today, nothing told that stock to go not to go higher in price because the numbers are good and the sector where it's operating. We're already seeing it's fundamental news. For the fundamental news are imparting them. That means that stock will keep going up. The same thing that happened to Wando, if Wando has been transparent in terms of their number, for me, those that are still in Wando can still go, but no, until they start making things transparent, that confidence the investor have for that company will not come back. But for investment sake and also because technically it's looking a bit good, then people can trade it in now, but you have to also be very careful. But there are also some companies that I know that they're into business or retail business like Transcorp, and others that are one or the other, like Capital, if not that they put no a negative number for their then these are related business that should one will influence the activities because as oil price keep on going up, keep on going up, and that's going to inform decision on how demand for those stock and activities will increase because of the high price. For that, these are the things you should do in the market and see where companies are related to this business. Wow, they also look at here now that in Nigeria, you can see that if you express scarcity, then the few oil marketing that is lifting. And most of the filling station, you can see that most of them have increased their price. It's another way. Fine. I know that they say will not increase their price, but I believe this period too, those that are able to lift also. It's another thing that should guide you that when there's scarcity, prices are about to go up, and when price is up, we benefit from it. These are the things you also look at when you are taking your decision because it has a way of rubbing off on performance of the company that are in that particular sector. Quick one, we want to look at the MTN at this point to see how the formation of MTN chart, where it's going, and we would still keep on looking at it. Let's quickly look at MTN chart now, and that will be a good one for us. Let's look at what is happening in MTN. If that permits us, we look at Zenith Bank that don't release results. Results are good. How is market treating results? Because you look at the top trade for that we speak now, we can still see that MTN, NGS and Zenith Bank, Transcorp, and COVID are the one topping that chart. If time permits us, we'll quickly look at the Zenith Bank chart. But let's quick look at the MTN. MTN, if you know where the sector they're operating and this company performance and what was going to drive their cash flow going to the future. For me, it's a stock for the future, but you need to also, when you are investing, let your goal guide you. And we want to chart. That's why we want to chart to see the state of the stock as we speak now. Where is the position of the stock in terms of our T line, in terms of our money flow, what is happening now in the market. Is this stock that I should go and take position or you should go and take position? These are the things we should also be considering in MTN as we speak now. Yes, we want to look at the chart of MTN. Quick one here. You come here, it changes to candlestick. You can equally change it to this, depending on the type you want to read. But for me, I want to read the candlestick. I'll bring it to this. Then you can see the formation of this stock. I will tell you that there's a resistance here all this while. It came down, but now you are seeing a breakout already. Don't forget that this stock has touched as high as what? As 209. Then since then it came down. Touch here now. We're also seeing it going up here. Doing around the touch around that 200 and 206, 205 coming down. But as you speak, it's an uptrend for MTN. If you take your trend line here, I want to do now, take your trend line here, come here and draw this line. You can see that MTN has already formed this strong trend line that you are seeing here. Another one again, you can take another one here. That tell you this is a bullish what? A bullish channel. This bullish channel is also an information for you to know exactly what is happening in the stock, because if you look at the trend here, also you can see from here this was a bullish trend. Don't forget that I take this one from the last year, like here up. You can see this is also a bullish trend. But before we go further, you can see when the stock is on a bullish channel, in a bullish channel like this, you take the touch here, you come like touch here, but still going up, still touch here. But today now, MTN is already doing 205 already. Touch 106 coming down. We're within that range of 202 to 200. See, that is where MTN is now. But quick one. Let's also take MTN to 1 hour chart to see the reposition again. You can see on a 1 hour chart, you can see a green chart, a green candlestick, very strong here. Looking up for me, it's a good one. It's a good one. You can see this is a green one, and you can see also volume also at the top there. That volume, you can see also that one of the top three. The volume is encouraging. It's trading above it, average volume as before. Trading above it, tells that good things. And don't forget that also the markdown date for this stock around April, and that April will also be seeing their first quarter result. Now, don't forget that this period, there's nothing has changed. Consumption has remained. No, for me, it's a stock to also watch for those that are thinking long. To have some stock that for their long their portfolio. Quick one. Let's bring our indicators as usual here. Look at the Bollinger Band. If time didn't permit us, let's work on this MTN. Then we'll do another one tomorrow. Then let's see. Let's look at let's bring all our indicators that we use and see what is happening in MTN. For me, MTN is strong, and this also should give you an insight that if the strong, the high cap stocks are really maintaining their position and trying to stabilize, it's also to guide you also exactly what to do. Look at this chart now. You come and look at all these indicators here. You can see that the blue one has crossed almost crossed the red one here on an hour chart. You can see it here. Money flow, and then you can see it's going on. It tells you funds are entering, and come back, look at our T line. Look at our T line here. Our T line here. You can see our T line. The index, the candlestick is still above it. Let me think to one day so that you can see clearly. I don't believe that you are seeing fully here. You can see, okay. You can also see it here now that the on a day chart, the T line, the price action of MTN is above it, very even trying to break out the upper Bollinger. You see, good sign. You can see that from here. You can see that the less momentum there, but then it started widening up again. The Bollinger Band started widening up again. You don't know as far as it's going to go. You can see the same thing happened here. It was tightening here before it broke out. This rally came down, widened, and remained on this wide one. We are seeing a kind of a slowdown activities here, but gradually we are seeing don't know the next move where MTN is going. If you look at MTN on a daily chart, you can see that trading above is a average daily average trading volume above it, which is good. And also you can see that the bullion has crossed already. You can see that the first today now you can see it has got to say a bullish signal, little red on top here. It's up for me. It's a good one. On the day you can see the good chart here going up for this stock. It's a good one. On this note, we are seeing a positive sentiment for MTN on the chart, both for a day chart and an hour. Before I round up, let me quickly look at it. The same stock on a weekly chart. We have done an hour, we have done a day chart. Let's look at weekly chart, 1 week chart for MTN on this platform. Like will give you a clear direction. You can equally see that the stock is very strong. You can see that the blue line have crossed the red one and remain up even when it comes to on the weekly chart. You can also now equally see that on our Instagram on the weekly chart is bullish already. The stock is bullish. Also look at your chart here. This is the Thursday. It's still looking up. Red light Magdalene is trying to bend here, but we're seeing that it's a positive one looking up. It's good for MTN for me. Let's keep our eyes on MTN, especially those that are thinking long and short, because factors that support this price are there. Even when the stock was listed, kind of allotted their last offer for sale to the subscribers. Some took profit, but still, because of the pattern and also the incentive they give, consider the price remains a bit strong and stable. And also look at where Airtel is. For me, this will also give you an insight to where you should be if you really want to play defensive. But we look forward to see you at the master class where details on what stock to buy, set industry to be for defensive also be also discussed, and stock that will give you 30% and above within 90 days will also be discussed in that class. Yeah, we look forward to see you, and I say thank you and God bless you all. Enjoy the rest of your trading.